attore partito.
No, a video.
Sì.
Vabbè.
Okay. This one camera, this the second camera.
Ethan Hawke, thank you for accepting this interview for Hollywood Reporter, actor, filmmaker, screenwriter, and director, 4 times Oscar nominated, and a Renaissance man in the words of Paul Schrader. And you presented Wildcat, which you worked on together with your daughter Maya, who is starring in the movie. And it was a long process. It was years of talking, discussions. There was a short film before. So how was this process about?
Well, every film that, especially as a director, when you know you have to conceive it, raise money for it, shoot it, edit it, it's such a long journey. You want to care deeply about it. And there was something very powerful that happened. My wife and I run a small production company, and my daughter was turning 24 and called us, and we knew how passionate she was about Flannery O'Connor, and she really wanted to make a movie about her and asked us if we would do it. And there was something so touching that this young person who has the choice not to be with you now was coming back to us and wanting not only to be together, but to work together and work on something very difficult. This is not an easy movie. It's a movie about faith, it's about imagination, it's about reality and where those 3 intersect.
And about a character who doesn't move from her room, basically. So
very difficult to make a movie about someone who, in describing herself, said all she ever did was write and feed chickens. So there was no drama to her life. But we decided that the drama was in here.
In the mind.
In the mind.
And you succeeded in doing a multi-layered movie with many different styles also. Was it instinctive or more rational, this complex way?
Both. The wonderful thing about the instinct is it can be a great compass, a guide, your instinct. And the great thing about having wonderful collaborators around you, then you sand it and polish what the instinct is trying to say. And I had an incredible cinematographer. I'm very happy with the images that we used to create the movie. And I had a wonderful producer, and I had a wonderful star, all whom cared deeply about the movie and would challenge me. You know, one of the things I learned from Peter Weir when he was directing Dead Poets Society is he was never afraid of being challenged.
Okay.
You know? He surrounded himself with people who had a million ideas, and you have to have the confidence to listen to everybody's idea. And if you can't convince them that your idea is right, well, maybe their idea is right.
You did a great piece of art, really. And talking about Christianity, I've heard that you were telling that Donald Trump, an actual Christian, should not trust him.
Well, I was making a joke about if you heard a story about a real estate mogul running for office who was selling Bibles to pay off a porn star, you would think it was a character from a Flannery O'Connor short story, not real life.
Yeah, that's true. And what are your fears and your hopes for the next elections?
My hope is that we all can learn to live with the internet and not have so much misinformation in our life. I feel that one of the things that's happened is that an honest dialogue of compromising. You think one thing and I think something else, and we find a healthy compromise. That's how you sail a ship. You go this way, this way, this way. But if each side hates each other and refuses to listen, then all conversation breaks down. And one of the things I've noticed in the years that the internet has exploded is, I'm not the first person to say this. You know, I mean, we all know this, but you only hear what you want to hear because the computer sends you what you want to hear.
Would you say that Kamala Harris is the right person to lead the huge?
My mother had an interest, when I was asking her about voting, she said that voting is a lot like public transportation, right? Public transportation is government transportation, and it doesn't go right to your house. You take the train or the bus going closest to your house. And there's no doubt in my mind that the bus that Kamala Harris is driving is the bus that I want to be on.
Okay. Last question. I'm very curious about Richard Linklater's next movie in which you starred. You are a lyricist at the end of his life, and Blue Moon is the title. And this lyricist was gay in the actual life. Is this a focal point of the story, or what is it about?
The script is one of the most brilliant scripts I've ever read. And so if we did it justice at all, it will be a very good movie. The script is 90 minutes of real time. So it follows Lorenz Hart arriving at the opening night party for Oklahoma. And so it's very funny. It's strangely profound, because in this 90 minutes, we watch this man who is extremely funny and extremely irreverent have his heart absolutely broken. And you almost can see in the humor somebody's death. So it's a powerful, it's you know, the expression bittersweet, melancholy. It's two emotions at the same time.
Sure.
And it's very, very beautiful.
Why was it the hardest one? The script you did, you said it's the hardest movie I did.
Oh, it was a very difficult character.
Okay.
Very.
I thank you so much, Ethan Hawke, and Giovanni
you.
Bogani for the Hollywood Reporter Roma. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Last 5 minutes I do it for the TG